Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea if you're new. If you're not new, welcome back. I appreciate ya. I've been wanting to talk about a certain creator for quite a while. Have the time today, so I just thought that I would. So the person that I want to talk about today is James Charles. Now, if you like more commentary content like what I do, typically if you watch me, you're probably gonna like more commentary content. That's great, same, love that. And if you live under a rock and you don't know who James Charles is, I'm just gonna go over a quick synopsis of him and like how he got famous. And then there is an amazing Vulture article that just outlines all, like literally a timeline of all of his tomfoolery. So let's get into it because I got a lot. Spoiler alert, I don't think this kid should be on the internet. And I say kid because he's still acting like a child and I mean a predator, but you know, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, James Charles is a beauty and lifestyle YouTuber who became famous essentially for a tweet or a picture going viral where he says that he allegedly, which it comes out later that it was completely false and just photoshopped, but posted a picture saying that he had to retake his graduation picture, his like glamour shots. That's pretty common. People do those. And that he didn't like them. So that he brought his ring light and then he did one of them as well, like putting on a highlighter too. So that was just super extra. And so he got like on Ellen for it and then also became the face of CoverGirl and was like the first cover boy. That's wonderful. But how he got there is not, because absolutely just a lie. He already had his YouTube channel and he was doing makeup for his friends like part-time as well, like doing prom makeup and homecoming makeup and things like that. And then his YouTube blew up, obviously, when he was on Ellen and, you know, the tweet or picture, whatever, going viral. And then from there, he was just I don't want to say a perfectly orchestrated machine, but a very, quote, well-run business. Now, one thing that a lot of people, I think, kind of glance over is that James Charles became famous when he was pretty young. Pretty young. He wasn't even done with high school yet. And also, when you're still in high school and then you become famous super quickly, you're not even just being in high school, but when you are super young and then you become famous so quickly, that is just such a shock to not only your system, but just a culture shock in general. And I think without like media training or, you know, life experience and knowing what you should and shouldn't say, it's kind of a recipe for disaster. And that's exactly what happened. Disaster. So like I said, there's this Vulture article. It's just a timeline of everything and it's beautiful. Okay, so February 2017, first taste of backlash started when he posted a racist tweet about Africa and the Ebola virus. Essentially, he said that he was going to Africa and that he was hoping that he doesn't get Ebola. He quickly deleted the tweets, but then also like he was on a flight, so he tweeted it before a flight and then couldn't check it, so then it went viral and it got a bunch of backlash. So he couldn't like delete it right away, so it was up for a bit. CoverGirl also spoke out stating that they did not support James's comments, but the makeup brand did not sever ties with him. Then in September of 2017, James found himself in more drama after he tweeted that the movie It was awful. And his comments got a lot of hate about that. And then he essentially was like kind of going back and forth like with the cast of the movie, which is crazy. And I don't think he like realized how famous he was, but when you become like that famous, like why would you not have like a handler? Essentially, that's what he needed, is a handler, not only for his professional life, which he had, I mean he has or had a manager, but having a handler because you're stupid and young and you're gonna say dumb stuff and you're not going to be professional all the time. But when you are an influencer, when you are famous for being yourself, essentially, you need to have someone on the personal side that's going to handle your shit because you are the brand and his brand is not good. And so he refused to back down on his opinion on it, which is fine. You're allowed to have an opinion about the movie, but then like going back and forth with the cast is like weird. And then 1 month after that happened in October, he released a Pennywise inspired makeup tutorial on his YouTube channel. And as you can imagine, the trolls were not happy with that. October 2018, Shawn Mendes, a musician, showed off his juggling skills on Instagram Live. James commented, "Can you juggle me like that? Like, can you juggle my balls like that? That is so inappropriate. That's sexual harassment." And he does this so often. And like, it's not with people that he's friends with. It's like, for instance, you'll see like Manny MUA or like Joey Graceffa or Daniel Prada, all like OG YouTubers. They all will like go back and forth and like troll each other like that. But one thing I've noticed is that with James Charles, it's very one-sided. And it's literally just him, like, it's not joking around, James. You're sexually harassing people. So other viewers were really not happy about that comment, and the incident blew up over Twitter. James Charles should just get off Twitter. One user said that they had allegedly overheard Mendes speaking negatively about James Charles at his album release party. And then Shawn Mendes said that James Charles's comments actually made him laugh. And then James Charles shared that message to like clear things up on Twitter. Again, James Charles, just get off Twitter. What are you doing? It's so crazy that all of these like happen, I don't want to say back to back, but like essentially back to back. And then in March of 2018, when in a video with Shane Dawson and Rylan Adams, they had asked him, what's like your worst experience with a celebrity or like the most rude celebrity you've ever dealt with? And James Charles said that it was Ariana Grande because she unfollowed him. Sir, what? You think someone's rude for unfollowing you? Again, this is a literal child. Embarrassing. And then 6 months later, September 2018, he had a feud with fellow beauty guru Marlena Stella, who was again an OG of the beauty community. She's also the founder of Makeup Geek, which is a very, very just amazing brand. And it's very sad that the brand, I don't know if they've closed yet, but she announced that she was having to close her brand or close doors. And that's just very sad because their products were great. And Marlena was doing a part of a documentary, was like involved in a documentary with Netflix. And it was about like behind the scenes of like what she does and her brand. And the entire documentary wasn't about that. Just like one segment was about that. Or like one episode, something like that. And James Charles was so offended. I remember this happening in real time. He was absolutely so offended and was like tweeting Netflix and was like, if you want to like actually talk to someone, come talk to me. Like, why would you talk to her? And it's like, boy, no one asked you. I know during like deep dive, this isn't a deep dive, this is just an opinion piece, but I know during deep dives, I try to like stay calm and cool, collected to, you know, show that I'm unbiased. I'm not unbiased. I can't stand this kid. And then April 2019, about 6 months after the last one, so like every 6 months for like his entire career up until 2019, he's like in something every 6 months. It is crazy. So 2019, he posted a video titled "The Truth, My Crush Does My Makeup," where he did a video with another YouTuber, Jeff Wittick. And in this video, he stated that he's not full gay because he is attracted to trans men, which is not a great comment to make. Called him out saying that he's transphobic and insensitive. And then he apologized. And then that same month, he received backlash for the price of his tickets for his tour. This was hilarious. I remember this. Fans were particularly upset about the $500 VIP package, with some claiming sister extortion. That's what he like calls his fan base, his sisters. In a tweet, he explained that he had done everything he could in his power to keep the prices as low as possible. Absolutely highly doubt that. But then also there were like videos that came out that at like the meet and greet, I guess, he was like singing on stage, and the video footage of that can hardly watch it. So I'm gonna make you watch it right now. I never learned from love. He doesn't love me, so I just later in 2019, that same month in April, while at Coachella, he posted a sponsored video for Sugar Bear Hair. His best friend at the time, one of them was Tati Westbrook. She has her own, or had, I don't know if she still has it, her own Halo Beauty, which was also supplements and vitamin gummy type things. And so therefore Sugar Bear Hair was one of her competitors. She was super hurt that he would do an ad for them. Like she was like real offended. And then that's where the whole like bi sister thing happened. Dramageddon Part 2 for YouTube. And it was just absolutely wild. Accused him of grooming, which turned out to be true. So he has a habit, or has had a habit, of just saying like sexually suggestive things to guys who are straight, to anyone really, it seems, allegedly. And then also, and this part kills me, but like, I don't know if he's hooked up with his fans before. It seems like he may have, but then, you know, messaging with them and sending suggestive texts to them and asking for suggestive pictures and stuff like that. That's not okay. If you are a public figure, which he is, if you're an influencer, which he is, stop trying to boink your fan base. If you are that famous, if you have had this happen to you multiple times, vet people. I know it sucks. I know it absolutely sucks. And it's so much more fun to like be casual and actually like go through that experience. Guess what? When you're famous, you don't get that. You don't get to have that experience a lot of times. And you have to vet people. Ask them for their passport. Ask them for a copy of ID. You're famous. That's not a weird request. You can't just take their word for it that they're 18 or older. You can't do that, buddy. Absolutely cannot do that. So dumb. And that has happened multiple times. Absolutely. Multiple times. Okay. And then May 2019, Dramageddon, blah, blah, blah. Dramageddon 2. Jeffree Star called him a predator as well, saying that James Charles was banned from, his house. And then later it came out that she said that she was manipulated by two people who were trying to take him down. Those two people being Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. Listen, there's all these, this is just so messy. Like, where's Peter Mon when I need him? Peter Mon is back to making videos and I'm so excited. I cried. I was so happy to hear his voice again. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. If you're not subscribed to Peter Mon, why not? He's YouTube famous now. Go do it. May of 2019, another controversy to come out of James Charles' Coachella weekend centered around his Coachella date and Instagram model Gage Gomez, who was 20 years old at the time. Gomez claimed that Charles had pressured him into sexual situations, even though he had told the influencer that he wasn't attracted to men. What do you know? Good God. May 2019 again, after attending the Met Gala, he posted to Instagram praising the event for promoting influencer representation. He faced backlash for that, implying that the very wealthy and privileged influencer community was marginalized and required greater representation. I don't think that one's that serious, personally. Yeah, it's annoying how he phrased that, but also that was when the first year, I'm pretty sure influencers were invited to the Met Gala, so I know a lot of people hated it. I feel like Addison Rae shouldn't be invited anymore. But there are people who kill it at the Met Gala and they're influencers. Look at Emma Chamberlain. You don't talk bad about her. She is God's gift to earth and we need to absolutely protect her at all costs. She's someone who distanced herself from, or it seemed like it, distanced herself from him as well, which is good because he sucks. Speaking of Emma Chamberlain, after all the drama in May, that was really the demise of his sister squad, which was his YouTube friend group at that time. Emma Chamberlain and Ethan and Grayson Dolan. Don't even remember what they look like. Many theorized that all of them, like I said, distanced themselves from him, which for sure that's probably, allegedly, what happened. Theorized as well that James Charles made the twins feel inappropriate and he was allegedly queer baiting toward them in a video, saying things such as titling them, saying Grayson Dolan rejecting James Charles for 2 minutes straight. He didn't post that, someone else did, but it was him essentially hitting on them and them just being ignoring him, whatever. Again, it seems like that is a trend of his, which is just dude, get your shit together. Stop making other people feel uncomfortable. Stop it. It's I'm bisexual. Do you think I'm just gonna go up to any woman and start hitting on her? No. You gotta get the vibes first. You gotta see what the boundaries are. Stop it. Also, I'm married, so I'm not gonna do that. He almost went a whole year with no drama. Good for him. And then in January 2020, he posted an Instagram story singing a song, and then people thought that he was saying the N-word, so almost canceled for that. And then April 2020, he participated in the mugshot trend, which is stupid, and he made himself look like he had a black eye and a bruised face and posed for a mugshot, and then he quickly deleted those pictures after a lot of backlash. And April 2020, Jeffree Star appeared on the Mom's Basement podcast, which that podcast sucks, and he claimed to have a recording of an alleged victim of James Charles, and then he didn't even show that or anything, and he said, at the end of the day, I'm not going to out a victim of James Charles if it is real, because I don't know if it is real, blah, 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 all that. So it just keeps going and going and going and going. Every month, something new in 2020, and more people were coming out and saying that he had, made them feel uncomfortable, or, was sexting with them and exchanging photos after they told him that they were underage. And there are also other things too, but that's one of the main things that's that's illegal. I don't think people should necessarily be canceled for things that are oh, I don't like this person, or they did this and it was kind of distasteful. No, if you're doing something illegal, Like, it's not just drama. That's not just getting, like, canceled. That's not people just not liking you or you just having haters. That's you being a predator, and you should not be on the internet. And listen, if you watch my channel, you know I am all about free speech. I don't think anyone should be, like, deplatformed or anything like that just for having an opinion, a difference of opinion, anything like that. Because really, that just, like, makes that person worse if you deplatform them. However, if you are finding people through social media to then groom them, or just flat out have inappropriate conversations with them, sexually harass people, like, what are you doing? No, you should be banned off those apps completely. He should not have Snapchat, Twitter, any kind of social media, in my opinion. But of course, he makes these apps a lot of money. I mean, he makes a lot of money from these apps, and then he makes them a lot of money in return as well. It's all about money. So I guess it doesn't matter if you're a predator. You can just, if you're rich, realistically, if you're rich, it doesn't matter. Scandals and stuff that, you know, he got dropped from multiple brand deals. So I was right. In April 19th of 2021, YouTube temporarily demonetized James Charles' channel. So when you are a part of the creator program with YouTube, within their terms of service, and, you know, what you agree to as a creator, they added in, I believe it was right before this, or maybe it was right after this, they added in there that if you're acting a fool off of your channel, and, like, you're a public figure and you're essentially, like, making YouTube look bad because that's your job, demonetize your channel, which I agree with that. Hell yeah. If you are doing illegal things, yes. Demonetize. Goodbye. And then also the people he had previously worked with, like a former producer for him and people on his team. I believe it's only one, but they were suing him for wrongful termination. May 8th, 2021, Morphe discounts several of James Charles' products, apparently in an attempt to wind down sales. So about a year ago, he did a video, like, apologizing and saying that, like, everything was bullshit. And then a few months later, he did a video admitting to doing stuff. He admitted to, like, sexting with underage kids, essentially, and then nothing happened. But obviously, for something to happen, either, like, the state has to go against them, or people have to, like, press charges. And essentially, it would be the parents doing that. Situations like this, a lot of the times, the parents will be paid off, or the kid will, or whoever, or they won't want to have to go through that publicly because, yeah, it would be public. And could you imagine that? Could you imagine going against and having all the sisters come after you? That'd be horrible. I'm sure the comment section of this video is going to be, oh my God, she's so jealous, blah, 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 blah. I'm not jealous of this disgusting person. No. And his tongue that's too big for his mouth, and he's just, I can't stand him. So I'm pretty sure that he did delete that video. Oh no, he didn't. Oh my God, there it is. Okay, so 10 months ago, an open conversation. He took off like 2 months, and that's it. He's like, I took some time off, and, you know, I really thought about everything, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you took off 2 months, and then you just went right back to posting. Like, nothing has ever happened. So right after that, baking my own crumble cookies. TikTok makeup hacks are crazy. Those videos do really, really well. Secrets to getting a viral photo on Instagram, and guest cheat, blah, blah, blah. Like, doing the same type of videos that he, I mean, realistically, not that he's always done, because he used to really rely on doing collabs with people and with famous people and people who weren't in his own, like, makeup type of community. So for instance, Lil Nas, that iconic. Oh my God, that's amazing. Not the James part, but the Lil Nas X part. I love him so much. And then Kylie's and Madison Beer and Avani. I don't know who that is. All these people. He did Doja Cat's makeup. I love her. Anyway, so those videos obviously did really, 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 really well. And then, you know, Coachella vlog and all that, and his outfits for Coachella, like, every time I've seen James Charles's booty cheeks, it's been against my will. It's been forced upon me. I'm pretty sure I've seen James Charles' booty cheeks more than I've seen my own. It's not good. So he just keeps on going, keeps getting millions of views. He still has 24.1 million subscribers. I do think that maybe he realizes that he needs to keep people talking about him, and he needs to stay in drama or controversy that isn't illegal. For instance, in one of his most recent videos, it was like a month ago, trying the cheapest makeup from Amazon. He showed his Amazon home screen, and one of the things on it was depends. And a bunch of people were like, so did he get a BBL? Because he's never said that he did. If you did get a BBL, who cares? Like when Peter Mon said this too in a video he made, he was like, why wouldn't you like take your subscribers along for the ride with that? Like that's awesome. I mean, you make videos about everything else, but maybe he thinks, and he doesn't have to, but like maybe he thinks that he'll get like hate for it, but it's your body. Who cares as long as you're not like, I don't know, like selling a fit tee or like a booty cheek product after that, right? Or a workout plan to make your butt bigger when it's like, boy, you got a BBL, which I don't know if he did, but people are saying that he did. I personally think that he put that in there to spark controversy and have people talk about him again. When it comes to like marketing and stuff like that, it's actually really, 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 really smart. So I think that, but yeah, I do think he did probably get a BBL. I mean, look at his fucking cheeks. His calves and legs don't match that. So I personally don't think that he should be on the internet, but I think that the key factor of why he is, because a lot of people my age and older and just rational human beings in general are like, how? After admitting to being a predator, and to admitting to sexting with underage kids, literal children, teenagers, how is he still on the internet? How does he still have a platform? How does he still have fans? But the thing is that when your demographic is so young, they don't care about that. They don't care about that at all. Young kids will follow the most problematic people and not care at all about it. They will not, they don't see the problem with it, essentially. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter. He's only like, what, 23, 24? Who cares if they're like 17 or 16? They're a fan of him. And it's like, no, that is illegal. Good, no, stop that. So I think that's why, is because when your demographic is a lot younger and irrational, if your audience is not going to keep you accountable, essentially your audience has to be the people, the group to cancel you. If people who don't watch you anyways and who aren't subscribed to you anyways, if those are the people canceling you, it doesn't really matter if your own fan base still loves you. Same thing goes for the Ace family. I mean, they've done illegal stuff, right? Allegedly. They've scammed many times, allegedly, and their fan base doesn't care, even though their fan base are the ones who were getting effed. It's honestly crazy to me that people don't see it, but that's what happens when you do have a parasocial relationship with someone and you are on the younger side, or rather, you don't really see an issue with it. Really messed up. And it is very, very dangerous because it can graduate to something even worse. In conclusion, James Charles sucks and I don't ever want to see his butt cheeks ever again. So that was just my 2 cents on James Charles. I had, people ask me previously, since I've done like a few like opinion pieces on certain influencers, certain OG influencers. So people have wanted me to talk about more of them. And I just wanted to give my opinion that really nobody asked for. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. Please set those boundaries. Please know how valuable you are. Your feelings are valid. And above all else, stay spicy and stay assertive. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.